Hello tubies, do you want to paint a Nighthaunt? Hi tubies, here's Alexandra and welcome to another painting tutorial. Today we are painting a Glavewraithstalker from the Nighthaunt range. What I've done here is I've created a base with some green stuff and a texture roller from Green Stuff World here with some bricks. Then I have cut the gate down there and glued the Nighthaunt on. And now I'm going to prime him in black. So I'll be back in a second. And we are back. So as you can see, he is nice primed in black. And first thing we are going to do is mixing up the paint we are using. So I was going for a ragged look, not this ethereal look that most Nighthaunt paint shops have, this glowing effect. No, I want him to look ragged and more like a let's say Silent Hill vibe to it. So in order to do that, we start with a brown. So we take Rhinoxide and Mornfang Brown in a 50-50 mix as our base brown layer. So put that on our palette. I'm using a wet palette here, obviously. If you don't know what a wet palette is or how to create one, well, I have a video about that on my channel. Just have a look for wet palette and you will find it. So mixing those two nicely together. There we go. Then add the amount of water to it that the color has a good flow to it. It doesn't clog up all the details. There we go. Yeah, nice and smooth. And with that, we are just going to simply paint over the entire miniature. Everything, the skull, the weapon, everything. So just like that. An easy first paint job. Well, I will finish that up real quick, and with the power of YouTube, I'll be back in just 1 second. Thanks to the powers of YouTube that has bestowed upon me, I am back. And here you can see I have painted him completely in brown. I've gone over it with 2 thin coats, and there you go. If your paint job is not 100% covering, like here for example at the top, that doesn't matter. In the end, we are painting over that anyway, and so that is not the big issue here. So the next thing you use is a special brush. What kind of brush? Well, this kind of brush here. This is a contouring brush you find in most makeup sections of your local store. It is a very fluffy brush, and it is a round tip round brush, also known as a bullet tip. You can find those in many variations. For example, this one here from Essence, or this one here from Ibelin. Then I have another one here from Cosmetics. Here you'll find those in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Here, for example, this one has 2 different sizes. Those brushes are perfect for dry brushing, and that is what we are going to do. Well, so first of all, we have to mix up the color that we are using. So here we have our starting brown tone, and we are mixing in a skeleton tone to this bone color to highlight it. The first dunk in here. So, and this is not the right color that I was looking for, but we can adjust that. So what am I going to looking for? Let's add a little bit of desert yellow in it. A little bit more. Yeah, about that. That's about right. So, always remember to properly wash your brushes so that no color is stuck in there. So, next thing you're going to do is dip the tip of your brush in there, that the front bristles are covered, and then you take your good old paper towel, your kitchen towel, and with circling movements you're removing paint, and this is about the amount we need. And with that, we will, in a zigzag motion here, we'll go over the entire miniature and give our first highlight coat. Again, a little bit on the brush, removing the excess. And going over the miniature. Just like that. Quite easy, straightforward. So, next step, even more skeleton tone into it. There we go. Just like that. And again, removing the excess paint. And what we are going to do now is, you see, we have first covered the entire miniature, and now we start about here. And a very gentle swiping motion over the miniature, and you can see that it is picking up only the raised areas of the miniature. Also here, the bone parts of his head. There we go. Don't forget the inside here. Yeah. And now even more bone. You may notice a trend here. New kitchen towel. Removing the excess. Yeah, that's about right. And now even lower. Very gently. Don't forget the bone parts. No, 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 no. Now with some pure bone. Very low now. Just barely touching. Don't forget the bone parts. Okay. It's starting to look very ragged. Now we will add some white as a final highlight. into the bone color. So, for the very tips of the cloak. So, the tip of the bone parts, and this is how it looks now. So, now we go for washing the brush. The first time, thing is, if you are dry brushing, you want to actually do this with a proper dry brush. If you are washing the brush before you are trying to dry brush, then you are smearing the paint. This is why I don't wash the brush during the dry brushing process, even if I mix up new colors. So, if I would have had washed the brush, I needed to take another brush, a dry one, or let him dry first before I could really start the process. So, he's properly washed, hopefully. We'll see that in the future. But for now, we're done with the dry brushing process now, and now we go on with a normal painting. So, first we will simply paint here the staff, again with some Mornfang brown. Simply go over it one time. There we go. Don't paint the bony fingers. And you notice me, I'm doing this with my very old, very destroyed brush. Well, this is me. I love to use old destroyed brushes because I don't have to worry about the tip of the brush. I can do things like that with it without worrying about the bristles. So, now the back part. Yeah, nice. So, now the metal front. I'll take some dark metal color here. Bolt gun metal, the old one, or lead belcher, or dark metal, or deep metal, or however the producers, the color companies are calling their metals this day. With a streaky motion, I'm going over the painted brown here to leave behind a little bit of the brown, because we want to have a nice rusted blade. Ta-da! There we go. Then here this metal bits here where the Nighthaunt is hanging from. I think I'm going to paint this in a brass color, and the best way to undercoat that would be Warblock bronze. So let's take that. Just make sure you don't paint accidentally over your previous dry brush work. That would be bad. see, we're almost done with the entire miniature, and I've just done the bad thing. From this perspective, it looked like this bit here was the metal railing, but it wasn't. So let's quickly wipe this accident off and add a little bit of the white again so that we can correct that. Ta-da! Fixed. Okay. Let's continue with the process. Good thing about metal colors is they're relatively good covering. And with a brown base coat here, it is relatively easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Let's turn that around. Yep, I guess I have painted all of it. Wonderful. So, what else is left to do? Yeah, dry brushing the base, obviously. So, let's take a smaller dry brush. Let's take this one here. And let's start with a darker gray tone. Here, Necromancer Cloak, for example. So again, a little bit good shape. So there we have it. A little bit on the palette. Then remove the excess and start dry brushing over the stonework. Just like that. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's mix that with the white here on our palette. And add even more white to it. For our final highlight, dry brushing very gently, catching the edges. There we go. And the base is nice and stoneworky now. Okay, final touches. We need some corrosion on the ironworks there, brassworks. So for that we need a nice Caribbean blue from Scale Color, or we could use this one here. Let's take this one. Nihilac Oxide. You see the color is almost identical. It doesn't matter which one you prefer. The oxide here is a wash and therefore easier to use. You don't have to mix it up. So just give it a little bit here and there on the corners. have nice rusted or oxidized brass color. Close that up. Now we want to rust up the blade, and for that we are using dry rust and orange fire from Game Color and War Paints. Yes, I'm using a wide variety of different manufacturers for colors. I'm often getting asked, what is your favorite color producer, Vallejo or Games Workshop or what have you? Well, the answer is none. I buy me the colors for the colors and not for the company that is producing them. So just get the dry rust here in there. This needs to be dry, so sorry for using a hairdryer right now. 3, 2, 1, you have been warned. Yeah, that should be enough. So, now a little bit brighter orange here with the orange fire. Just like that. Some orangey dots. Like that. And now we need some brown again here, the Mournfang brown. Also some dots here and there. And we're good to go. It's a nice rusty blade. So, and the last step to finish up this miniature is some Nuln oil. With Nuln oil, we go over here the top part to give it some nice shadow areas. And darken it a little. And with that, our model is finished. That wasn't so hard and was rather quick. In half an hour, we have painted a Nighthaunt. I hope you liked this tutorial. Oh, sorry, the Nuln oil also needs to go over his spear, the spear shaft. Sorry for that I've missed that. Sorry. It's all my fault. Blame it on me. Yeah, it's my fault. I've missed it. So, there we go. Now it's done. Okay, I hope you liked this tutorial, and, well, we see us in the next video. You're Alexandra. See you.